Let's talk about how to choose an inspector who knows how to crawl into tight spaces, get dirty, and give it to you straight. Today, we're talking with Hans Coleman, 5281, a step above inspections. Thanks for being here, Hans.
My pleasure. Love it.
Okay, fact or fiction? Always hire a home inspector who is licensed.
Fiction. Because we don't have licensing in the state of Colorado. Now, if you live outside of Colorado, then absolutely hire whatever your or necessary things are. But DORA does not regulate inspectors in Colorado. So certifications, insurance, bonding, things like that, absolutely. But licensed, we just don't have it.
Okay, so we don't have licensing for home inspectors in Colorado, but we do have certifications. So is it more than one, or what are the certifications you should look for?
All of them. Electrical, plumbing, HVAC, structural, roofing. Then there's advanced electrical, then there's advanced HVAC, then there's advanced blah, 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 blah. It just keeps going on. I mean,
Oh, I didn't
it's
realize.
so much. Yeah. I've got like 32 something certifications.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. I had no idea. So NACHI, or the National Association of Certified Home Inspectors, you're saying that they have all of these certification programs available, and that's where you would look for.
Yep.
Okay. Um,
And there's hundreds. I only have 32. There's hundreds or whatever it is. There's hundreds.
what would be like a minimum? Like, because we're kind of talking about how to choose somebody who's good. Like, I know you're good. You have 32. Like, if you were looking for somebody else, would you want to make sure that they had at least 10 or at least one in each category, or what would you be looking for?
There's no way to track what certifications we have versus not have. So unfortunately, that's kind of like a blind eye kind of a deal. But the big stuff, obviously the five bigs: the structural, the electrical, the plumbing, the HVAC, and the roofing. You know,
What?
good to have.
I've never heard that. The five bigs.
Yeah, the five bigs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Five big
the
deals.
five primary issues that everybody really focuses on. Those are the big ones.
Well, and another couple, and I think these aren't, I don't know if these are certifications or not, but like the radon testing and the sewer scopes.
Yeah, so radon testing is something that Colorado has only within the last couple of years has required us to be licensed for.
Okay.
There is actually licensing from DORA for that.
So is anybody who is conducting a radon test, would you assume that they are certified in
Yeah.
that? Okay.
We would assume that they should be certified for that. But there's probably still people out there because it's still kind of a middle ground, I think, right now, is maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Are they grandfathered in because they've been doing it for 20 years, or are they not? I don't know. But check it out. You can always check out DORA.
Okay. What about the sewer scope? That is the same thing, or
Same
is that
thing.
totally different?
Totally. Well, same thing as in we don't have licensing for it. Um, Totally different because because you can go through certifications for that as well. We have, of course, all those as well.
So you're saying that for these sewer scopes, you really just need the equipment and the know-how. You don't necessarily need any special certification for a sewer scope.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. Colorado is so weird. We are so weird.
Well, and those are the three big things. You talk about the five bigs. I have the three bigs for the general inspection, which is the general inspection, a radon test, and a sewer scope.
Mhm.
And I recommend all three of those to almost every buyer. So it's nice. And you can find home inspectors who they're just doing the general inspection, and they would have to actually send somebody else, a different inspector, out to do radon or to do the sewer scope. And I've had that happen before. And it's just, I can't tell you how much more convenient it is to have the one person do all three. What about mold? Because that is that a certification that you can get for testing for mold?
You can test. There is a certification for that, but again, not a licensing, not for a home inspector anyway. But the actual environmental companies that will do it, like REI, those kind of people, will have their own certifications. And of course, the labs have their own certifications. Um, what equipment they're using, how they're handling the mold swabs and, chain of custody, that kind of stuff. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea it was treated like
Yeah, it is. It really is.
episode of CSI.
It kind of really is, actually. Yeah, we have specific moldings that we use, swabs that have to be, um, kept in clean, dry places, and AKA expire after a certain time, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's important that these people know what they're doing, and I think that that goes to this, point that you were making the other day about how, like, it's not really just about the certifications, like, experience is I
Yeah,
mean, would you say, like, 50-50? Like, make sure they have the certifications and the knowledge, but also, like, look for somebody who is experienced.
yeah. Well, and also it's up to the home inspector too, though. Don't go outside of what you're able to do. If you shouldn't be doing mold and you have no idea, maybe don't do it.
We have that in real estate. We talk about that a lot. It's about competence.
Yeah.
So in real estate, if like I can use property management as a really like I do residential sales and I'm very competent in that and I can help people with that. But once it gets into somebody who needs a property manager to help with a rental, it's the same license that I have, but I don't have the experience in property management. And so therefore, I either should not be offering that service to anyone or I need to team up with someone who's more experienced to make sure that there's oversight if I'm going to offer that to someone.
Yeah,
It's the same.
that's why I don't do, commercial properties.
Yeah.
I don't inspect commercial properties.
Well, let's move on to the next question. I know we talked quite a bit about, licensing and certifications and all this. What do you think? Like, what makes an inspector great versus just average?
Time on the job, realistically. Like, if I remember that first year that I was doing inspections, very timid, very, "What do I do?" Even though I knew all this stuff because I went through the classes, I got my certifications. But I'm still, like, timid on what I should say, how I should say it, what I should do. I really need to look at this? No, I don't. How do I do this? Overcompensating in a lot of other areas because I'm undercompensating in a lot of other areas. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's a lot of the experience that you want, how is Aurora versus Roxborough Park? You know, what kind of differences are we looking for structural wise? Roxborough Park is really bad with structure. Aurora is really bad with things like radon and roofs and that kind of stuff because of where they're located in the plains versus where you're located on Front Range.
Mhm.
So, kind of, and I would also really like um maybe somebody that grew up in Colorado, like, really knows the area. I mean, it's not really required, but that's kinda something I would kinda take into a little, account for.
Well, and some of the stuff we were talking about on the last episode when we were talking about how inspectors can make or break deals. I think a really great inspector has not only walks the property with the buyers and shows them the property and things that they've found and important things to know, like where the main water shutoff is, how to change your air filter, um, but also the communication,
Communication's big,
right?
yeah.
How you're phrasing things or, what yeah, how
How
you're
to
phrasing things.
how to talk to somebody without making them feel stupid.
Yeah, that's something you had to work on, isn't it?
It's very much something I've had to work on. Y'all are stupid.
Okay. I think another thing about a great inspector versus a good inspector is that I believe that you are willing to talk to any client that you've had, any buyer that you've had who did an inspection with you. Like if they have something going on at their house 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I think that you are open to them calling you and asking you questions, right?
Mm, yes, absolutely. I mean, we wanna know about any issues or any problems. One, because can we fix it? Number 1.
Mhm.
2, is it something that even falls in our realm of something that we should have been doing in the first place? And then, I think they're contractually required to as well. They have to contact us within a certain amount of day of figuring out the problem or the issue, and if they don't, then they're out of contract, and we don't have to obligate that anymore.
What? You're
Yeah, you have
okay.
14 days to contact us after discovering an issue for us to be even remotely involved in that problem.
No matter when the problem happens? Or is it some
It's
time
when it's
period
discoverable.
when it's discovered?
Yep. So when they discover the issue, and let's say they go through the entire process of contacting their insurance company, contacting a plumber, contacting the people to come in and fix the walls after the plumbing, and they do all the work, we are no longer liable for whatever that was.
But if they call you first, what are you gonna do about it? 'Cause
We
I
go
feel
out
like
and look at it
you would go look
at
at
100%. Yeah.
but you're as
And
an
then
inspector, you're still not fixing anything, so, like, what
it's actually in our contract that we can. If it's something that falls under our realm of something that we can do and we can fix, that I don't really need it, like if it's just a stupid little ball valve or something that needs to be changed, they don't need to contact a $3,000 plumber to change a ball valve. It takes 20 minutes, just change it.
So what we're talking about is in the case of you do an inspection, you signed off that something was okay, but now it's not okay. There are some cases in which you could go back out there and potentially fix something and would you fix it free of charge
Sure.
because you told them it was okay?
Sure.
But there has to be some sort of time limit on that.
Yeah, you have 14 days.
Oh, the 14 days. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we talk about what makes an inspector great versus average, are there any like special tools or equipment or anything that like an average inspector may not have? I mean, like they could still get their job done or whatever, but maybe a great inspector has, I don't know, like
Yeah.
what, thermal cameras or
Yeah,
something.
absolutely. Yeah, that's a great example. A thermal camera is absolutely wonderful tool to have. We also like moisture meters to look into to kind of see what moisture is behind walls. That's a good one. Um, Carbon monoxide detectors, gas leak detectors, those kind of things. We all want those things. I would say an average inspector probably has like a flashlight and an outlet tester.
Those the minimum.
Yeah, I'd say that's the minimum.
Okay.
Flashlight and an outlet tester and probably a camera. I think the camera and the flashlight are by far the 2 most important things that an inspector can have, but, that's the bare minimum, and then all the other tools like we just talked about, thermal cameras, all that stuff is a whole 'nother world.
Cool.
And I do thermal camera imaging, and I don't charge anything more for thermal cameras.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of inspectors that will charge it. "Well, we will look through your house with a thermal camera, it'll be like 250 more." It's like, "Why? Just be a complete inspector. Just do it all. Get it
That's
done."
yeah, that's an interesting point to make that, if you're using an inspector who is using extra tools, they could be charging more for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. We've got a red flag alert. What are some red flags when choosing an inspector? Like, what are some examples of a bad inspector, basically?
Panic. No, like I'm inciting panic and in you. Like we say those key words that we shouldn't be saying, things like asbestos and mold, and lead-based paint and all those kinds of things. They're and it's not that saying it's how we say it. Well, you might have mold behind there. Don't say that kind of stuff because you don't know.
You don't know. Yeah,
Stop.
don't say it.
Yeah, yeah. If the fix is to completely remove the wall, then most likely you should not say that.
Have you ever heard of an inspector who wanted to do the inspection without the buyer there?
Yes, and being that I am an extreme introvert, I love not having the buyers there because then I can concentrate on my job instead of concentrating on what they're doing and all the questions that they're bringing to me. However, I do very much enjoy them being there as well because then I can show them all the problems. I can show them and I can educate them. I enjoy that part too.
Right, but you would never say, like, "Don't."
I would never verbally be just like, no, you can't be
Yeah.
there.
So,
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Wish I
what's
could.
another one? Oh, if you are asking an inspector for sample reports and they don't have
Yeah.
any,
Who
that's
doesn't have a sample report? Oh my gosh. I have literally thousands.
minimum. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the minimum.
Yeah, literally just send them the one you did last week.
Oh, this is funny. This is from AI. The inspector was referred by the listing agent and seems a little too chill about major issues.
That's a good one.
A red flag.
I don't know if that's a red flag or not, but I'm sure you guys would like the really chill inspector. Yeah, dude, it's not that big of a problem, man. It's cool.
It's cool.
Don't worry about that transformer blowing up. It's all right.
So tell us, how long should an inspection take and like what should be included? What should somebody expect?
I get this question all the time because all of you guys, all you agents be like, "Hey, I want to come out at the end of the inspection. I want to send my buyers out there so they can hear all the negatives that's with the inspection." Yes, that's good, except for, if you have a 4,000 square foot house, I can do that in 2.5 hours. If it's a really bad house and there's a lot of issues and a lot of problems, that it's a 900 square foot house, I could be there for 6 hours. I don't know.
Well, and also like
I have
condos and townhomes are typically, hour and a half or something versus the single family home that's 3,000 square feet,
I would
might
say, yeah, if you're comparing apples to apples to apples, then apartments probably realistically an hour. Townhomes an hour and a half, and 2,500 square foot home about 2 hours.
Okay, so I think the bottom line here about how long it should take is it's definitely taking longer than an hour, and you should plan for maybe up to 3 or 4
Sure.
at the very
Schedule it for that,
yeah.
and then if we get out of there early, cool. If we don't, then that's cool too.
And then just run through like what's included in the inspection.
For me, I'm gonna look at all the mechanicals. I'm gonna look for any structural. I'm gonna look for drywall. I'm gonna look outside the roof, water heater, furnace, roof, outlets, windows. I mean, we're gonna open and we're gonna play with everything. I mean, I'm turning on your appliances. I'm running them through all their cycles. Plugging in my outlet tester in pretty much every single electrical outlet. I'm turning on all the lights, turning on the air conditioning, turning on the heat, running water for a long period of time to get that hot water heater to move. So yeah, everything.
The whole
Yeah, we're kind of looking at everything. The only thing we don't look at is personal items. We're not going through your nightstands. We're not going through your chest of drawers, but I am going to go through on your bathroom cabinet.
and and how long should it take? How long should people expect before they get that report back, the final report?
So barring exigent circumstances, um, I'm gonna have that report to you by the end of the night. My definition of what the end of the night is. Um, so when you wake up in the morning, you'll have it, and he'll be there for you.
But what do you think about inspectors in general? Like if somebody was hiring somebody, like if they found somebody who said you'll get the report back in a week or you'll have the report back in 2 days, like what do you think is the
Normal is 3 days. Technically, we have 72 hours to get you these inspection reports.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of like the industry. I would say the industry standard. I won't do that because I will forget. So no. But yeah, we have 72 hours to do these. But there are people that be like, well, I need to hear from this company and this company I haven't heard from. It might take a week. Maybe stay away from those people.
Well, I knew you were spoiling me, but I just didn't realize how much.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually really like having them done by like 7 o'clock so I can enjoy the rest of my evening. But sometimes I'm a late goer. I go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll do it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
I'll just do it before I go to bed.
So I know for the insurance, you just ask for a certificate of insurance. What is the deal? I guess I feel kind of dumb saying this, but like what is the deal with bonding? Like what are you asking for or looking for? I don't even really understand what it is.
Totally fair.
Honestly.
If I steal something from your house, like you have that diamond ring on your nightstand, and I steal it, that's what the bonding is for. Is it covers that $25,000 ring that I just stole.
So you're saying that it's part of the insurance certificate?
Yeah, they go hand in hand. I think it's only like $100 more to be bonded a year or whatever it is now. Probably $700 now. I don't know.
So if you get a certificate of insurance, is there somewhere on there that you should be looking for?
No, they're technically different, but they'll run through the same insurance company
Okay, so you should be asking for a certificate of insurance
and bonded.
and bonded.
Yeah.
Some sort, what is that? Like a paper showing that they're bonded or
Yeah, literally, it's just another little piece of paper that I could hand to you and show you and be just like, "Yeah, I am bonded." They're I've never had any issues with it because I don't steal things from people, so yes. never had that issue, but yeah, it's there in case I do steal something, or more or less, not that I stole something. Does the seller think I stole something? I had my ring up on there, and now miraculously it's gone. When they probably packed it somewhere.
Yeah, who knows what.
Yeah, you have to with bonding. You have to prove that I stole it.
Interesting.
You have to
Okay.
prove. There has to be a video. There has to be something, or they'll just deny your claim.
Experience too. I was thinking about that. Like, how many years of experience does somebody have being a general home inspector? And also, like, what is their experience before they came into that as a career? Because you were making a comment about, like, if you find an inspector who was a general contractor for 20 years and then they went into home inspecting, or somebody who's been a home inspector for 20 years, like those.
Or even a handyman is and somebody who makes that change is wonderful, which is what I was doing. I
Mhm,
did a lot of handyman stuff. I was a mechanical, a chief engineer at a hotel chain.
mhm.
So I was doing all that kind of stuff and got into doing this and yeah, so you're right. It is all about what your experience is. I've been doing this for 18 years.
Mhm.
18 years since 2007. That's a long time. And primarily this uh, for all those 18 years, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we covered it. We covered all of the things to think about and ask about if you're trying to choose a really great home inspector for your general inspection. Thanks so much to Hans Coleman for being here today with 5281 A Step Above Inspections. Thanks, Hans.
My pleasure. See you next time.
If you like this content and want to support the channel, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go.